What? Are we live? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Goodie ceremony. It has been a long con. We're all tired and exhausted, but really happy to talk about good, fun things, which is what this segment is about. So hopefully, if you're watching this, you're familiar with the Goodie Awards, but maybe some of you aren't. So to give a little bit of background before I dive in, first of all, I don't know why they're called the Goodies, and it's frankly a terrible name, but it's basically the award that we give out at Goodman Games to people who really contribute a lot, either to the community or the game itself or charity or something like that. It started a couple of years ago to recognize some judges who did a phenomenal job, mostly Gen Con judging. And it was just like this nameless award. And then it just became the Goodies. We basically gave them out at a bar late at night with this weird Australian guy. Anybody remembers that?
Oh, yeah.
It was troubling. I try not to remember that. So now we're doing it on Twitch, which is much safer. And there's no weird Australian guys, and it's all going to go fine. So the reason we're here today is to recognize some folks who have done a lot either for the community or the game or charity on behalf of everybody who plays our products and stuff like that. We in the past, this has been handled pretty informally. There wasn't like a formal, nomination procedure or anything like that. There's mostly those of us kind of, thinking back on the last year and thinking about who had helped quite a bit, and or referencing some of the tournament statistics and results and seeing who'd done a great job or run a lot of games and things like that. This year, for the first time, we opened it up to the general public to make nominations and just asked who's made a big contribution. And so we got actually a lot of great suggestions. So the first thing I have to say is the people we recognize tonight are not everybody involved and not all of those who are nominated. We kind of have to draw the line somewhere. So we tried to sort of weigh relative contributions, but there's a tremendous number of people who do a tremendous amount for the community every year. Some of those are sort of formalized, like the Gong Farmers Almanac, for example, which has had a lot of volunteers helping for many years. Others are more informal and just sort of people who, help out in some way or another. But if you're not recognized tonight, it's not intended as a slight. There's only so much we can do in an hour. But I'm joined here tonight by some people who are luminaries in the Goodies community. And everyone here has received one in the past or more than one in the past. And some of them I've formally excluded from the future because they were clogging up the spotlight and keeping other people from competing because they were doing so good. But just to say it, as of tonight, none of the people on this show, after this show, are eligible anymore because they've all done such a great job. And yeah, I know, I quit. They did such a great job. They're always always done such a great job, which is partly why they're here tonight. But going in the order of my screen, and maybe you guys can just kind of wave as I call you out. But we have Brendan Lasalle, who was recognized, well, for a number of things, but for also running something like 97 games at one Gen Con a couple of years ago, and sort of got excluded for that.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I ran 98. So then we have Jen Bringman, who has been a pillar of the community for almost as long as there's been a community, and has been recognized for that several times, and all her amazing contributions. I mean, not just on Spellburn and like every other thing, but now at this con and every other place, there's DCC goodness to be had. We have Michael Curtis, who heads up our product development for DCC. Wrote a couple of modules. You might have read one or two of them. Actually wrote a lot of stuff. You probably read a lot of it, and has been recognized. We recognize you now. There's so many things you've done. I'm actually blanking on the specific goodie we gave you. I think it was for judging really well at like Gen Con 2 years ago, maybe, if I remember right.
The first Goodie award, I got a silver for the number of games run at cons over, since we started it. And then I got an honorary one last year for running War Crawl during
That's right. Yeah.
During the contagion.
The contagion.
That was awesome.
Yes. That was cool. People love that. Then we have Harley Stroh, who also wrote a couple modules and is well known for his skateboarding skills and broken limbs, among many other things. Also has done an amazing job at this con, running all sorts of innovative events, which he always does. He always pushes RPGs to kind of the next level of just games, just fun games of all different kinds, and has received many Goodie awards and is henceforth ineligible as of the end of this show. Then we have Chris Doyle, who heads up our product development for 5e, and again, has actually, Chris ran our first tournament back at Gen Con 2004. Remembering that right? Something like 2005, something like that. Long time ago, but has been running awesome events for a very long time. And then Terry Olsen, who he does a lot of stuff, but specific to this, I associate him with killing players, which he does either
wholesale.
Wholesale.
Wait, players or characters?
I'm sorry, characters. Well, maybe players.
Big difference.
Yes, that's right. Characters. Well, yeah. But his tournament rooms are legendary for their kill rates, as is his judging, frankly. But of course, is henceforth ineligible for this category, so that other people have a chance to shine. So Mike mentioned something. We used to give out like bronze, silver, gold, that kind of thing. This year, it's just a single Goodie award. And we've sort of made a standardized design going forward. So it'll be that night riding a Triceratops. And we don't actually have the physical awards yet. Like everything else in the world, they're delayed due to supply chain issues. But for those who receive one, we will get your address after the show and mail it to you in 4 to 6 years, whenever they're done being manufactured, the way things are going this year. But whenever they're done, you'll get one in the mail. So let's see, I think that's all the preliminary stuff. Hey, everybody, did I forget to mention anything? I think that's all the intro stuff. So now what we're going to do, the way this show is going to work, we used to give them out at Gen Con and we would sort of have people come up as we talk. Now that we're doing it over Zoom, we have people kind of waiting in the wings of the show and the Zoom basically in the waiting room. We're going to do a series of Be Right Backs, and then we'll, cut out for a minute, bring that person on, and then present their awards, and cut out again and bring the next person on, and so on. So you'll see a lot of Be Right Backs. Just grab some popcorn and wait for a couple minutes between each presentation. So right now we will be right back, and we're going to cut out while we pull in the first person to receive their award. So be right back. Hi, everybody. We're back, and I am joined by Hugh Kaserman. Hugh, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we nominated Hugh and why he's getting awarded a Goodie Award here. Hugh, why don't you tell everybody where you work and what you sort of do for Goodman Games?
I work for Studio 2 Publishing, and we basically are a shipping house that sends out a lot of games for a lot of different companies, and you're one of the ones we're fortunate enough to deal with. And so I get to send out all the web store orders to all the people that order your books and your road crew stickers and all that great stuff.
Exactly. And I think many of you, over the last couple of years, we've grown and we've expanded to different warehouse facilities. We work with Hugh's company, Studio 2, for almost all the online orders, as well as Kickstarter fulfillment, all that stuff. And we have gotten so many positive comments from fans since Hugh took over shipping. People tell us stuff arrives quickly, it arrives without damage, it's well packaged. It's just sort of an endless series of positive feedback. So Hugh, we wanted to give you a Goodie Award virtually at first, and then we'll mail it to you to thank you for the amazing job you've done for all the Goodman Games customers.
We appreciate it here at Studio 2.
Yeah, you've done a great job. Anything you want to say to the customers who are watching or the public at large?
No, I enjoy my job. It's a great thing knowing shipping these things out and getting to see the books and the stickers and knowing that I'm sending this happiness to people out in the world. So I try to ship it with care.
That's awesome, man. Well, we appreciate it. The fans have noticed it and commented on it, and I think you do a great job. So thank you.
Thanks so much.
Cool. All right, folks, we'll be right back with the next one. Hi, everybody. We're back again. This time I have with me Bob Bringman. Bob, say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
And I think many of you know Bob for many reasons: Sanctum Secorum, running lots of games, writing lots of great content, his voice at Gen Con, the announcer guy, all sorts of things. But Bob, we brought you here today to recognize you for one thing in particular, which is that I heard through the grapevine that you have run something like 90 DCC games this year.
I just finished game 89. I've got games up through 98 booked by the end of the month. I'll break 100 at the beginning of December.
That is insane. But that is also worthy of recognition. Yes, I need a nap. We used to have a category at Gen Con called the Iron Judge, and we'd award it usually to Brendan or people who ran 15 or 20 games in 4 to 6 days, depending on when they got there and when they left. I feel like we need a new category now, which is, I don't know what it's called, Titanium Judge, which is the Bob Bringman Award for breaking 100 games in a year or on pace to do it. So thank you. And on behalf of the company, I'm glad to give you a virtual Goodie Award, and you'll get one in the mail soon for the crazy amount of support and just great, enjoyable games. Because I don't know if you guys, Bob actually ran my original gaming group from Atlanta that I used to, they were with me on the Dragon Mech journey and many other games that I designed years ago back when I lived in Atlanta. And some of you
the stories I've been told.
Right. Okay. Well, apparently he's running that group and my brother through Crypt of the Devilich, and they keep telling me how much fun it is and what a great judge he is. And I didn't even realize that was out of 90 something games this year. So that's really impressive, Bob.
Well, thank you. The community is what makes it possible, because if I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it, and people are having fun and I'm having a great time. I just came from an amazing session with a great group of players. and it's what keeps me going, because otherwise I would be asleep by now.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations, and thank you very much for the support and all the great games.
Thank you very much.
Man. All right, thanks. We'll be right back for the next one.
Hey, everybody. So the baton has been passed to me, Chris Doyle, and I'm going to give out the next couple of awards. And I am joined right now with Eric Daum. Eric, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. So Eric is being recognized with a Goodie Award for several things. First of all, for those of you who don't know, he is a survivor of the 2021 open call for 5e writers. He actually made it through the funnel. And he has contributed to Dungeon Denizens, which will be coming out at some point. But that is not the reason why he is nominated for a Goodie Award. That's just the icing on the cake. The real reason he is nominated is, for those of you who don't know, Eric last year put together, and this was a true labor of love and effort, put together a documentary, a behind-the-scenes documentary, Gen Con, and how Goodman Games prepares for Gen Con, setting up the booth, running the convention, the events and everything. And it was like a 45-minute video, I think it was, something like that, Eric? 30 minutes? 45? 30? Okay, all right. It just seems like, to me, it just seems like it's 45. But as everybody knows, we got to watch this last year at our quote-unquote Goodman Games Christmas party. And we all missed Gen Con last year because of the pandemic. And to get to see Eric's labor of love in a year where we all couldn't go to Gen Con, it was amazing. I mean, seriously, people were moved. And for that, we're giving you a Goodie Award, because nobody asked you to do that documentary. You did that on your own, and it came out amazing. And thank you very, very much. Do you have any words to say?
Well, I made it for everybody, and I'm glad people liked it. It represents how I feel and how I think others feel, and thank you so much. I mean, I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You earned it. You earned it. And I believe the video is on YouTube. So if you guys want to do a search for that, you know, it should pop up and you can watch Eric's labor of love. And it was great. So thank you very, very much, Eric. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it as well.
All right. And I think we're going to be right back. All right, and we are back. Hey, everybody, it's still Chris, and I've got my next award here. I am joined with Alex Karofsky. Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. How about you?
Awesome. Well, we would like to bestow upon you a 2021 Goodie Award for the following reasons. First of all, you survived our open call for the 5e writers earlier this year, and you're a contributor to Dungeon Denizens, which is great, and a contributor to an as-to-be-announced product, which you turned around in like 3 weeks, which is really awesome. So thank you for that. But that's not the real reason why you're nominated. You're getting this award for your excellent work with your streaming show, 20 Sides to Every Story. Hopefully everybody is aware of your show. If not, you guys got to check it out. Alex does live playthroughs of 5e, mostly the ore books and everything. You also do DCCs, correct? Yeah, I thought so. And you were so kind to actually run a weekly Temple of Elemental Evil show every Friday night a few months before the book actually dropped, and we're very, very thankful for that. But there's more, people. This guy has done so many more things. You hosted our Temple of Elemental Evil unboxing show, which was amazing. Co-hosted that with me. Many, many thanks there. And at the last second, you jumped on and hosted not one, not two, but 3 of our Crypt of the Devilich live streams that we did. And it was great. And you've really kind of been synonymous with the host, kind of one of the hosts of Goodman Games. So for all of that, thank you very much. And we're going to give you a Goodie Award.
Well, thank you so much. It was just a very unexpected. I wasn't expecting that. And it made my day when I got the email, and the nomination just means the world to me. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing here tonight to just recognize everything that's happening in the Goodman Games community.
Well, great. Well, we do have a physical award will be making its way to you at some point. It's sitting off the coast of LA right now in a container ship, probably. So we'll get that to you at some point. But again, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing what your show is got in store for 2022.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
we will be right back, folks. Thank you. All right. Hey, everybody. It's me, just Chris. I'm flying solo this time. Our next guest, unfortunately, couldn't make it, had a conflict with this weekend, but we still want to appreciate his efforts for this year. So this 2021 Goodie Award is going out to Ray Franklin. Ray Franklin is one of our playtesters, one of our 5e playtesters. I believe he also does some DCC stuff too. But earlier this year, back in May, we decided to do a 5e team tournament. And Ray was one of our game masters for that tournament. And he really stepped up. Not only was he one of our game masters for the actual tournament at the convention, but he play tested both rounds of the tournament. He provided excellent feedback, really top-notch feedback, which really, really made some significant changes to the module and made it better. He created additional pre-generated characters, so we had more options. He created encounter maps in Roll20 and then figured a workaround how he could actually screenshot them and actually share them with the other game masters, and then they could actually overlay them with a little bit of tweaking so that everybody did not have to create Roll20 maps, so that everybody was using the same virtual platform and everything for the tournament. Amazing. And he did that all on his own, and he figured it out on his own. He also participated in a couple of Zoom meetings where we went over and talked about, issues with the module and everything and running the module. Can't say enough about Ray and all of his efforts. So I would just like to say, Ray, this one's for you. We will eventually get the physical award to you. Sorry you couldn't be here this year, but I'm sure we'll see you at the next live convention at some point. So thank you.
Hey guys, it's me, Harley Stroh, and I'm here with Matt Robinson. So you most likely better know him as Grape Ape on Discord, or perhaps the publisher and designer of Conspiracy of Ravens, and for which we applaud him for a successful Kickstarter. But personal story. So we had this whole GatherTown map set up, right, with like 7 stickers, and Matt was one of the people that solved it in the first 20 minutes of the thing. And so I found this out about 2 hours ago and completely doubled the number of puzzles and maps behind that were accessible through the GatherTown map, through Empire of the Spawn. Then I went to dinner, and I came back from dinner, and I sat down, and I opened GatherTown, and there's Grape Ape standing right next to my avatar and Trevor on the other side. So if it wasn't for all that other awesomeness, it was the coolest gift that anybody could ever receive. Thank you so much for engaging our community, making our community awesome, and yeah, you've definitely you've earned the Goodie 20 times over. So anything you want to say for your acceptance speech, Grape Ape?
We saw you were on GatherTown, and we had just figured out all the changes that you had just made, how you blocked off the sky for me getting up there. And I was like, well, let's go track down Harley and troll him and get on each side of him so that when he comes back to GatherTown, we'll be right there next to him.
It was hilarious, dude. Well, congratulations. Thank you for running games at Empire. It's been a real gift. It's all about people having fun, and you guys are amazing. So thank you. Thank you for spreading that joy, man.
The community is great. Thanks to all you guys for everything you do. Thank you, Mr. Goodman, for making DCC and everyone else. I love it.
Right on.
And Matt, just to say it, when we opened up the goodies for public nomination, yours was one of the names that came back several times from people just saying, just for general community support, you should recognize Matt. So thanks for making such an impact on so many people that they want you to be recognized.
I appreciate that. I try to amuse people with my sometimes not so funny jokes, but sometimes they're funny. So every once in a while I get lucky.
Hey, babe, awesome. We love you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Right on. Hey guys, all right. So for our next goodie, we have the one, the only John Wilson, who has earned his goodie. He was probably on the Goodman forums before I ever logged on. And Mr. Wilson. So, he does work at Discord. He does work at all our shows. But one of the really cool things I always hear is I'll go online and people be like, oh yeah, DCC, that's a great game. But the community is awesome. And so I think that's largely due to the work of, in part due to the work of John Wilson. So John, thank you for making our community, welcoming, to people everywhere. And I'm really proud actually to be a part of the community that you've helped build. So thank you for making that happen.
Well, thank you. That's quite an honor. I don't really know what to say. It's a great community to be a part of, and there's no way to oversell it, really. it's just a great group of people this game and this company has drawn in.
Well, we're lucky to have you, sir. So enjoy your Goodie. It'll be here soon. Thank you so much for your service. And yeah,
awesome. Thank you so much.
Be part of the
Thanks, John.
Hey, we're back again with Dieter Zimmerman. I am the bald bearded guy on your left. Dieter Zimmerman is the bald bearded guy on your right. And Mr. Zimmerman, tonight we're here to award you. Everyone knows you as the man that you know what's new with Goodman Games. You raise your hand and say, "What did I miss the Dragon Mech announcement?" But we're here to acknowledge you tonight to say that all the joy, all the love that was, all the entertainment that was spread, you know, through the Gathertown maps and all the puzzles and whatnot. None of that, absolutely none of it, would exist without you. So thank you for giving us a way to bring our community together in a way that has really transformed the online convention experience.
No problem. I just knew the right people at the right time. That's my superpower, honestly.
That and great chops and the ability to sing. So thank you for your service to your community. Any other thoughts you want to share with us out here in internet land?
It'll take too long.
All right.
I know I don't think I'm on the screen. I'm a voice in the background, but it was Dieter who turned us on to Gathertown, which has changed the way we do online cons. And yeah, I just have to echo what Harley said. It's you know, sometimes one little comment can change the trajectory.
It really is so much better. It's the best way to do something online. It really is.
And thank you for bringing it to us. Yeah.
The other comment he made was Harley put on some pants, and so here we are. We have Gathertown, and Harley has pants on. So.
Yeah, and when is Dragon Mech coming back?
As soon as you can fit in that Hue outfit again, I'll make you a deal.
Oh, you got it.
All right. You showed up at Gen Con dressed as you again, and we'll get something going on Dragon Mech.
All right, sounds good.
All right, cool.
Hey everybody, so it's my turn, Brendan Lasalle, and I am really proud to bring up our next Goodie nominee, which is Ed Stanek. I had the honor of actually bringing Ed and his wife into the community. I was their gateway into Dungeon Crawl Classic, something that I've so I've done one thing right in this crazy world of mine. Ed is a community stalwart. He's a road crew stalwart. He's all about the DCC community, so much so that this year, when we couldn't make it to Gen Con, he went ahead and just decided, well, we'll organize just for fun, I'll organize the Goodman Games presence along with another person who I'm going to announce here in a little bit. But just going to organize the Goodman Games presence here at Gen Con and at Origins and at a bunch of other things and such. Put it all together. He is a third-party publisher who's PAX Lexquay. Adventures are fantastic, and you should check out if you haven't had a chance yet. They are a lot of fun, and he ran a few of those for all of us, and I got to play on the as a player on the Thousand Worlds show. So for all you do, Ed, we would like to give you a Goodie Award. Thank you so much for everything you have provided to the community. It's seriously, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being with all of us. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
What do you got something to say for yourself, Ed?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, this is the greatest game community, period. There's just no comparing to any other. And I can't say enough how, I mean, I'm just doing what I love, because engaging with this company, with Goodman Games, is just amazing. It's just such a pleasure to do, and all these things to work with, running road crew games, and anything that I've been able to do to support this incredible community has been just it's been my pleasure. It really has. It's just been a great joy to do.
Bravo, Ed. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Ed.
Huge round of applause. Check out PAX Lexquay. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Hey, so we're live again, and it is my absolute pleasure to bring forth one of my absolute favorite gamers here, Erica King. So Erica King, I knew from Columbus, from the Origin show, where we had a game together on numerous occasions. Erica is she's another community stalwart. Erica and Ed were the ones who put together the presence and did all of the organization to go ahead and make sure we would have a Goodman Games presence at Gen Con this year, and we're so grateful for all of your efforts. Erica has been a play tester, a designer for X-Crawl, has done so much, has been such an absolute inspiration and such a huge help for all of the stuff I've done for X-Crawl throughout the years. Along with her husband, they are Dark Platypus, and hey, there he is. What's up?
Hey, Brennan, how you doing?
Hey, good to see you. Yeah, gotta also give it up for Andrew. They have put together. They have done the Rats of Gim, Ghosts of Travail, and the Mutant Mayhem minis, along with a bunch of other cool mini stuff that they do on there. Thank you so much for being such a huge and important part of the community, Erica. Thank you. What do you got to say say something to the people? Let them know what you're about.
It's been a lot of fun. I always enjoy doing Gen Con. I always enjoy doing the big shows and putting a lot into my summer events. And putting together Gen Con, that was just what I felt I had to do. You know, you were the one who helped me. I'm like, who do I need to contact? Who do I need to work with? And Ed helped me, and we managed to pull enough people together to get it together. And working with you is always fun and easy. It's not work. It's entertainment. It's what I do to blow off steam.
Awesome. I love that.
And I just want to add, Erica's been running amazing events since like the era of D&D 3.0. I mean, I feel like, Erica, you were running tournament events back in like 2004, 5, 6, something like that.
I came on with the second one with Vault of the Dragon Kings.
Yeah, that was 2005, I want to say.
Yeah.
You've been running great events for a long time. So thank you for all the support.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
Thank y'all both. Thank you. And we'll see you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is Micah Stanton, who is a stalwart X-Crawl judge, streamer, DJ Foxy. Let's get it right. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and do it right. The most fabulous presence in X-Crawl, in this humble person's opinion, has been running live shows and has been just made a huge part of the community, and big ups. And thank you so much for doing this, and for for being a part of the DCC community, the X-Crawl community, and our streaming online community. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Cool. Let's say a little something to the people.
Oh man, DCC is like the best RPG I've ever played in general. And it's awesome. And I'm so happy to become a major part of this community. And I'm so happy to be playing X-Crawl. It's a great game.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Micah. Everybody says great things about your games. Thank you.
Cool. And okay, so cool. Thank you so much, Micah. Okay, I want to mention one more person. I got one of my Goodie nominations. Couldn't be here tonight, but I'm so grateful for him, and that is William Keller. William Keller has been a really good friend, a super play tester, absolute stalwart presence, but mostly all of the things, being one of my, a fun gamer to go to, but that's not why we're giving him a Goodie. We're giving him a Goodie because he is one of the part of the demo team who have been out there spreading the word of Dungeon Crawl Classics. He's an absolutely outstanding demo judge. And when we needed to learn Dying Earth, we did it in we learned Dying Earth well enough in like 3 weeks to go ahead and start running demos. And that's a lot of work to put into it. And so I'm really grateful to him. Sorry you couldn't be here, but a lot of love, and I just huge thanks. Thank you so much.
And we're back, guys. Judge Jen with you on the note of the community support and road crew games and everything. We have with us tonight Yorkus Rex. Yorkus, you have been nominated for not only being the backbone of your local DCC community in Chattanooga, but you run an amazing number of online games for the various online cons. And man, you bring people in and they never want to leave. And there's a lot to be said for that.
Well, there are drugs involved, but no.
Well, I mean, having played in your Lankmar games, I can attest to that.
Well, I just appreciate the nomination. I really appreciate it. This is a great community. This is a game that I really love, and it's a game that I can really get behind. What can I say?
And we absolutely appreciate you for what you do for us.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So
Yorkus, I know I'm in the background here and you can't see me on the Twitch screen, but he's another one who, when we put out the call to the general public to recognize people who have made a big impact in the community, we got a lot of people saying your name. So thank you for making an impact.
Wow. Well, thank you. And thanks to them. I really appreciate it.
So happy Empire Goodie.
Thank you.
We'll make sure you get one of these once they're in our little paws.
Awesome. I'm going to pitch a tent by the mailbox.
Make sure it's weatherproofed. When we put the call out for nominations for people who should receive a goodie, Raven Shadows, your name came up more than once, more than twice, for all that you do for the community. You're a stalwart member of the DCC RPG Rocks group. You steadfastly put in those events in the website, and you make those calls for your open games, and you make your games open to everybody in the community. And everyone who's been in your games absolutely loves you. So we really wanted to extend our thanks and present you with a Goodie Award.
This is surreal for me. I can't believe I'm been nominated and receiving a Goodie Award. And I'd like to thank Brandon Lasalle for helping me when I first was submitting Road Crew Games, and Joseph Goodman and the whole community. Everybody is awesome. Everybody rocks.
And it sounds like we've all got your back too.
Yes.
And just as a little side note and a nod to Joan Troyer out there, yeah, once the Order of Shanna has awards made, yes, Raven, you'll get one of those as well.
Oh, thank you.
And that would be just, yes, we need more women running games. And you do so publicly, and it means a lot personally.
I want one day, I hope, after I finish my oil painting course, to be able to be up there with Earl Otis and Doug Kovacs, maybe do some work. Can I mention my school?
Go for it. That's okay.
I work for, I'm a student for evolveartist.com. It's online
cool.
Traditional art. And once I get to block 8, then that's when I want to maybe hopefully submit some art.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
I look forward to seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to echo what Jen said. Yours was another name that just came up repeatedly when we asked the general public for who was a great judge who had made an impact on people. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, thank you.
And unfortunately, we have to pop out from the next recipient, but it's been awesome having you here, Raven. You're an inspiration to me personally. I need to get out there and run weekly games, man.
One other thing, the Twitch crowd, they rock too. I
do. And we are back. Many of you will recognize our next recipient, Micah Fetz. Now that I'm already a little verklempt from the last one, Micah, the nominations that rolled in for you, I am moved. I look at these again and holy cow, you are life-changing to some of these people. Like seriously, you are what kept these people together during the past year and a half. And yes, I'm getting choked up, dang it. It's just been a hell of a year. So we really want to reach out and thank you in turn. And you are the next recipient of our Goodie Award. You should be damn proud of this.
Yeah. This is really awesome for me. I realized in about mid-March of 2020 that the world was changing rapidly, and that the folks that I was used to seeing on a bi-weekly basis, I was going to be able to see them, and I didn't know when I was going to be able to see them again. So I worked with some other DMs. We did a hard pivot from face-to-face games at local venues. We went online. We figured it out. We went through Discord, we went through Facebook Messenger, we went through Zoom, and then we spread those arms really wide to bring in just as many people as we possibly could, because we had this feeling that it was going to be really hard, that without some type of social outlet, without some type of creative outlet, folks were going to feel lost. And I'm happy.
And a lot of us did. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just happy that I, as a judge and a DM, that I was able to be part of that. I mean, honestly, and then to echo the sentiment that so many of the other folks have mentioned this evening, you know, the DCC community is just an amazing place to be, to geek out, to be creative, to be able to run games, to be able to take part in games. It's just awesome. I'm really, really happy to be part of this as a creative and as a gamer geek. So yeah, it's my pleasure.
And I should note that you've got people from coast to coast writing in on your behalf. I mean,
that's awesome.
You found the right formula for it and created some magic. So
that's cool.
Thank you, Micah.
And that's all I can ask, man. Day after day. Thank you.
And we will have our next one right after this.
Hey everybody, it's me, Michael Curtis, and it is my distinct pleasure to give out the next Goodie Award. This award is going to a person who is not only often one of my, often my roommate on Goodman Games official events, but I'm sure if you've been involved with the DCC community for a little bit of time, you are aware of how creative this community is, and it's something not only is this the most friendly community, but the sheer excellence of stuff that we put out under that they get put out under the third-party publishing thing. And I am very happy to say that Reverend Dak J. Ultimac not only put out the very first zine, but he'll also put out the very first third-party publication. And talk about setting the bar for everything else that comes in its path. Dak Crawl basically just said, all right, this is what we can do with it. And I dare you to do as good as I can. So if it was not for Crawl, we would not be seeing the fact that there are hundreds of third-party publications being put out there. There's Kickstarters going live all the time. And you are like the great spiritual granddaddy of the third-party movement. And for that alone, you definitely have earned a goodie, my friend. So thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thanks to Joseph for really encouraging the community. And he really did. He encouraged me. This whole community is really inspiring.
It is, and yeah, and I say if you have just gotten into the DCC crowd, perhaps because this is your first Empire Con, it will behoove you to immediately after the show is over, go and get your hand on many copies of Crawl whatsoever, because you will see what we're talking about and why this man deserves a Goodie Award. But literally, we didn't put out the annual for 4 years because Dak and the rest of the third-party scene were putting out stuff that was as good as he could have been putting out. So at least that's the story we're sticking with. So,
and Dak, I just want to add to this. It's almost like this goodie is in one way 9 or 10 years overdue, but on the flip side, it's also the fact that it grows in magnitude every year because this sort of exponential impact you and others have had that grows the community, and more third-party creators just keep doing more stuff. It's kind of like this avalanche that started with a tiny snowball way back with Crawl number 1. So just thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
Thanks everybody. It's been a great scene.
Cool. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Okay, and we are back. And this next award, speaking of really creative third-party publishers, I cannot think of a better person. If you know me, you know that my attitude when it comes to DCC is that DCC it does not need to be, fighting rats in a dungeon. It does not have to be fighting kobolds in the dungeon. It should be going crazy. It should be going off to like the next limb, just pushing it out. And our next recipient of a Goodie Award is Jonathan Snodgrass, who you might know as the mad mind behind a little thing called Starcrawl. So talk about things that is in my ballywick of get the heck out of the dungeon and go weird places. I can't think better of Starcrawl. And not only only is it creative, it is one of the best-selling third-party publishers that we currently have for sale on the website. It is set the bar high. It is amazing what you can do with a black and white zine style stuff. So Jonathan, I can't think of a better reason to be awarding you a goodie here tonight than for Star Crawl alone, but everything else you bring to the community. So thank you very much. So.
Well, thank you. And I think I've said it before. I've shared a little bit about Star Crawl. It really came from the home game. So I mean, I really owe everything that came out of that to the home table. The folks I play with, some awesome folks. I'm fortunate enough to have playing with us Mike Bolam. I think is well known to the community, who obviously put a lot into that, as well as having guys like Jim and Evie Walls, Stefan Flickinger, all who helped in the early play testing. So it's Pittsburgh. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Pittsburgh's a great place to play DCC, and I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah, I always say that the best DCC campaign is the one that you make at home, and you have certainly demonstrated that is the case. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is Terry Olsen here. For the first goodie, I'm actually giving it out to two different people. Unfortunately, they couldn't be with us, but I want to recognize them anyway. So the first is Christian Ovensik, and many apologies if I'm mispronouncing that name. And then secondly is Steve Barnett. And, during the last 2 years, we've come to rely heavily on virtual tabletop gaming. And these two have been bastions of support in the community by spending many, I'm guessing hundreds of hours improving the DCC adaptation of the Foundry VTT. We got nominations about this, wanting to recognize them. They're always there to answer questions for people who are trying to get up to speed. They run lots of games to support folks. And really, in short, DCC Foundry just wouldn't be the same without them. So we want to recognize the two of them. Good job, guys. Bravo. Hello, everybody. This is a goodie that's near and dear to my heart. She probably needs no introduction, but we're presenting this goodie to Hayley Skatch. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Hayley for a few years now, more than a few actually, and the honor of competing against her mercilessness in a spell duel tournament of Harley Stroh's, sitting next to that table, just wincing in pain as I got annihilated. But enough about me. We're here to talk about Hayley. She has this great balance of being fun to game with, but is a cold-hearted killer. And that's really one of the reasons why we're giving out the goodie tonight. There are two reasons, but I'm going to start with the first. The first is for Return to the Starless Sea, which was our tournament last year. She held the record in killing the most PCs, unlike me, who allegedly kills players. But in round one, she TPK'd 6 out of 21 teams. That's 29%. You sit at her table, you better roll yourself a 3-sided die. And if it comes up 1, just forfeit, because you're going to get TPK'd. Also, in round 2, she tied for the most TPKs, TPKing 4 out of 6 teams, 2 out of 3, right? I mean, who wants to sit at that table? I do, I'll tell you what. But she was just vicious. And if that isn't deadly enough, she tied for second for the most fatalities, dropping 116 PCs 168 times. So that means each PC died 1.4 times. Just wrap your head around that, and look at that face, right? Look at that face. I mean,
know those numbers. Oh gosh.
So that's one thing, right? So that's the cold-hearted killer part. But the fun to game with part, that's another reason we're giving her a goodie, is her community supports is awesome. She did this holiday special show that was really appreciated. There's been the DCC College that she's been a part of. She always has good advice and tons of experience to help new players sort of find their inner Reaver. So for everything you do, Hayley, thank you very much. And anything you want to say to praise your glory.
I'm sorry for the murders. I did not realize there were that many. And second, thank you guys. It's been so amazing growing up with this second family. You know, I was 9 when I started, and I'm 19 now. You know, I grew up with you guys as my family, and it's been amazing. No better family to ask for.
Awesome. The honor is all ours. So congratulations, Hayley.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for attending the goodies. It was all of our pleasure and honor to recognize all these people who have had such a big impact on the players, the community, everything about the game. And thanks everybody here who's watched it. Now, I said at the beginning of the show that everybody presenting here tonight would be ineligible as of the end of this show. And now I'm going to pull my rules lawyer a moment because the show's not over. So some of them are still technically eligible. So I have one more to give out. And we recognized earlier Dieter Zimmerman for bringing us GatherTown, but there's somebody who made GatherTown what it is for us, and that's Harley Stroh. So Harley,
Yes.
you get one last goodie before this show is over. Then you're officially ineligible for real that time. But it's amazing what you have done with GatherTown, the experience that you've given to all the people experiencing our conventions. And I think you took what was a notion of an idea and made it incredible, like a real living convention. We spent time trying to find a word to describe it because it really is like true live convention, but in front of your computer. And we couldn't even find the right word because it's such a special experience. It's almost like walking through Harley's head. You can now go in there with Doug Art and experience the adventure with your little avatar. But thank you for bringing it to life in such a profound way that's really made these conventions what they are.
Yeah. It's all Doug Kovacs, man. Yeah, it's all Doug Kovacs. But thank you.
I mean, a little bit of it was you.
Thank you, man.
You came up with the puzzles. That whole Tomb of Horrors thing was incredible at Spawn of Cyclops Con. So thank you.
Shut up and accept the award, Stro.
Yeah, exactly. Enough of this humility crap.
Elena, can you cut us off already?
Yeah. No, seriously. Now you're ineligible for real. But
right,
great job. Really great job.
Thank you. All right.
So I want to
Thank
thank
you,
everybody who presented tonight, got an award tonight. Even those of you, there were many people who were recognized either by this group or the broader Goodman Games community that we just frankly couldn't give an award to everybody. But there's a lot of great people out there doing a lot of great things. So keep supporting the community and the charities that you guys all support and the people and the players and so on. Thanks for being a great bunch. We all do this basically because we love it. And, it's nice to just be part of this community and have fun doing this great stuff that we've all loved since we were kids. So thank you all. And now next on the agenda is the closing ceremonies. And frankly, we're all tired and exhausted. So we're going to start about 20 minutes late. So we're going to take a quick break and come back at around at 6:20 West Coast time, 9:20 East Coast time, and we'll start the closing ceremonies then. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.